You already know that communication is a process, right? You know the meaning of your conversations is the response you get back. And I'm sure you can remember times when you said something, but the response didn't match with what you thought you were saying. It happens, doesn't it? That's okay. You see, it's not about being right or wrong. It's not about proving yourself. It's about how they react, how they respond to what you're saying. And you can start to realize in this moment that it's always about them interpreting your words through the lens of their own understanding, beliefs and experiences. So you already know that if there's resistance or misunderstanding, it's not them who's at fault. It's your responsibility to shift, to change, to adapt. Can you feel how you can shift the way you speak? How you think about the message that you want to share? It's an opportunity, isn't it? As you think about it now, you can let go of the idea that you have to control the message itself. Because the truth is, they can never fully understand what you know. Their reality is different, and that's okay. That's why you can always adapt, always adjust. Isn't it freeing to realise that you don't need to be rigid about what you say, but instead be fluid in how you say it? And notice how your mind can already start to shift, how your thoughts can be more flexible, how you can meet others where they're at. Because the more you meet them, the more you can guide them. As you lead them, you start to see how the conversation shifts. It's not about arguing, it's about guiding. Now think of a time when you found yourself misunderstood or frustrated because someone just didn't get what you were saying. Maybe they resisted, maybe they didn't understand. But in that moment, imagine just for a second, if you'd changed the way that you said things. Imagine shifting your tone, your posture, your energy, just enough to invite in a response. It's almost like pressing a button, isn't it? A switch. You can feel how you can shape the response by shifting your energy, your frame, and your delivery. What you might not have realised before is that this is how patterns work. Everything is a pattern. And when you notice the pattern of resistance, you can interrupt it. You don't need to fight it. No, you can simply change it. Like changing the direction of a stream by moving a small stone. The flow shifts. Now think about this. Every conversation is like a dance. Sometimes the rhythm doesn't match. You feel the awkwardness, maybe, or the hesitation. But you know, don't you, that the key to flowing with the rhythm of a conversation is recognizing when the pattern isn't flowing the way you want it to. When you see that, you know exactly what to do. You interrupt the pattern. What if instead of worrying about being right, you could just be curious? Curious about how they perceive what you're saying. Curious about how they hear your words. And in that curiosity, you learn to listen to their response and adapt your message. Because you already know there's no such thing as failure, just feedback. Every misunderstanding is a step towards understanding. Every resistance is an opportunity to reflect, adjust and reconnect. So imagine for a moment your posture, your voice, your body. They all shift in alignment with your message. What would it be like to stand tall, confident in your truth, yet willing to soften and adapt to their understanding? You're not afraid of being understood, are you? Because you know you have the power to change the way you communicate, to meet them where they are, and that's freedom. You can relax, can't you? Because you don't have to get everything perfect. You don't have to be right. You simply need to understand that their misunderstanding is simply a reflection of where they are right now. And your job, your true responsibility, is to change the way you present yourself, to shape the energy of your conversation until you get the response you want. You can smile in this moment, knowing that this is an opportunity to adapt, to be heard and understood. The more you adapt, the easier it gets, doesn't it? Now think about how people react to your presence. It's not about you trying to convince them. No. It's about the energy, the connection you create. When you meet them where they are, there's no friction. You become the person they want to respond to. And this connection is effortless, isn't it? With every small step, as you become more aware of how people respond to you, you start to feel more comfortable in adapting your energy to match the rhythm of the conversation. It's not about right or wrong. It's about the flow, the connection. And just by being aware, you start to own the conversation. You start to realize how much more effortless it becomes because you know how to change the pattern. When you speak, you can feel the words softly flowing out of you, always with the awareness of the response. You notice their reaction, and instead of taking it personally, you smile and adapt. You shift, you adjust, because you know this is not about winning the conversation. This is about guiding them to understand. When they understand, that is when you both win. You've been learning this all your life, haven't you? Every conversation is a moment to adjust, to shift, to change. It's like being a musician, playing the conversation, knowing if one note doesn't sound right, you simply play another one. You're never stuck. You're free to play, always adjusting, always learning, always growing. And notice how easy it feels now, doesn't it? The ease in your voice, the confidence in your posture, the curiosity in your thoughts. You're a master of pattern interrupts, and each time you practice this, it becomes more and more natural. The more you interrupt patterns, the more you enjoy the dance of communication. And as you relax and trust the process, you can see the bigger picture. You don't need to focus on every little detail of the conversation. You see the patterns, and with that awareness, you start to lead. You guide the conversation, knowing that your response is all that matters. You can shape the world with your words. And as you begin to master this flow, you can step into the next conversation with complete confidence, knowing that you're always in control of your communication, and the world will respond exactly as you intend.